Hello everyone. First of all, I would like to acknowledge the Wurundjeri people of Kulin Nation, the traditional custodian of the land on which Victoria University stands. I pay my respect to elder past, present and future generation. I would like to start with the introduction. I have listened to the story of Uncle Robert Paul Young on Creative Spirit website as part of the Stolen Generation stories. I really felt sad after knowing about the pain and suffering he experienced after being forcibly removed from his parent during Stolen Generation. My intention is to transform the emotion, what I have noticed, felt and learned, and how this process shaped my understanding of inclusive practice in early childhood education. I have focused on three pillars to shape my understanding: Rotary, woman, the pedagogy of listening, and the four level of listening technique which I used. I have practiced the following techniques while doing my listening. I have practiced Dadri, described by Mariam Rose, as listening with feeling, open heart and deep understanding. I listened with silence, patience and respect. My intention is to feel the pain they have experienced so that I can transform the same. I also consider Ronaldi 2006 like giving respect to other opinion. As per Utho's Stammer's structure, I have focused on four pillars of listening. Example: listening with habit, fact, empathy, and generative listening. Challenges in listening. There are many challenges while doing active listening. One of the biggest challenges is having calm and peaceful environment free of distraction. I used to be passive listener, but after studying Daldry, I have learned to be patient and listen with open heart. Another challenge was acknowledging my emotional response. Listening to his story of separation and lose evoke feeling of sadness, shock, guilt and helplessness within me. Those emotional were really difficult to handle, but I realized that feeling that pain and suffering of the story helped me to transform the emotion into my word. Experience the speaker. Reading history is easy, but listening to someone who experienced the pain and challenges is a totally different. I had studied about the Stolen Generation and historical event, but after hearing Uncle Robert personal voice made me realize that this trauma is not history, it is a living memory. Still people are living with that pain. Living with someone else of different culture and tradition without the warmth of love and affection is a really painful. Emotions. The most powerful moment for me was when Uncle Robert spoke about being taken away from his mother and growing up without knowing the culture. His voice carried both strength and sadness. I felt a deep emotional connection as I imagined the deep pain of losing one's family and sense of identity, and the loneliness he must have experienced believing his mother had passed away. Listening to this story helped me to understand the belonging means honoring the story that children and family being with them, and even if they involve pain or difference. Inclusion as described in early year learning framework means recognizing diversity as a strength and ensuring every child and family feel valued. Listen to Uncle Robert's story helped me to see that inclusion is not just about representation, it's about a truth-telling, respect and justice. I would like to practice the same in my day-to-day routine at a childcare center. I would like to make sure every child and parent voice must be recognized and listened with a deep understanding and cares. Implementation. Whatever I have understood from Uncle Paul's story need to be implemented in my teaching practice. As an educator, story listening helped me develop strong relationship with the children and families. It reminds me that every story deserves the space and respect. I would use the story listening in my future classroom by encouraging children to ensure their own story through art, play and conversation. For example, I might create a story circle or a group activity where children and family can share culture experience and we can respond through drawing, song or reflective discussion. By practicing the Dardari and the pedagogy of listening, I can ensure that my teaching is grounded and in respect and relation understanding rather than assumption or stereotype. Conclusion. Listening to Uncle Robert Paul Young's story changed how I think about listening, inclusion and reconciliation. Through the framework of the Dardari, the pedagogy of listening and the 4 levels of listening, I learned The listening is not a passive act. It is a practice of connection, empathy, and healing. As an educator, I know how see story listening as a way to build respectful relationship, understanding identity, and create space where all voices are valued. Deep listening help us move towards a reconciled and inclusive practice. A story of Uncle Robert has changed my perspective towards normal conversation with children, families, and colleagues. Thanks everyone. Thanks for listening. Here is my reference.